The Clinical Pharmacogenetic Implementation Consortium have a table on their website that shows the FDA's published data of all gene-drug interactions in which there has been significant statistical evidence to prove that there is a correlation between that specific genetic variation and the effect on the body that will be produced from that particular drug. What you can see in the left column is the specific gene that has been identified as the cause for the variance for the correlating clinical drugs prescribed effect, which is in the column next to it. So what the CPIC did in this table was take the FDA's data of pharmacogenomic biomarkers and drug labeling one step further by adding in information of the clinical annotation levels of evidence from the pharmacogenomics knowledge base out of Stanford University, as well as the pharmacogenetic drug labels from the FDA. So what exactly do these clinical annotations and drug labels actually mean? In order for a drug to be classified in the 1A or 1B category, there must be very high evidence with many replicated trials, and the results must be reported with significant levels of statistical confidence. To be in the level 2A or 2B category, there is moderate evidence, the level 3 category is low evidence, and level 4 is simply preliminary evidence. So out of the 416 entries, 85 of them are in the 1A or 1B category, and 22 are labeled as required or recommended for genetic screening. One of the things that I found really interesting when looking at this table is that many of the drugs that fall into the category of high evidence are actually quite commonly used. So there are things like ibuprofen falling into the 1A category and aspirin falling into the 2B category. Codeine falls into the 1A category as well. And some of the most commonly used volatile anesthetics for surgery, like desflurane, enflurane, halothane, isoflurane, sevoflurane, they all fall into the 1A category too. I think that the information presented in this table is really helpful for people to understand that most prescription drugs are just not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal.